Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. Now, it is cold out there today. Sarah wanted to go on location. I was like, you know what? It's going to be too cold, so we're going to stick in the office today. I think it's really the first really Arctic blast that's going to come through here. So, again, it's been a pretty mild winter so far, so we were due for some cold air. First, it's February 1st when I'm recording this. So first, happy Black History Month. That starts this month, which is always great. There's a lot of nice events around the city to help celebrate Black history. We actually have something happening today. So again, we're taping today. You'll see it tomorrow. But we have the Black History Initiative project that's going to be unveiling its first interpretive panel on the rail trail today. This is a wonderful project. We're going to have a lot of people coming in from all over the state for this ribbon cutting today. I don't know if it's a ribbon cutting. I guess it is. A ribbon cutting. I'll get out the big scissors. But this has been a big project that was taken on by Cynthia Raschke, Professor Kabria, Baumgartner, and then our senior project manager, Geordie Vining, here at City Hall. And so this has been advertised over the past 6 months. The Daily News had a big spread on it in their summer magazine. So this is finally the first panel is ready to be unveiled. And it's going to be right where, on the rail trail, right where the Graph Rink is, and then the path is that goes down to Low Street. So around 4 o'clock today, we're going to do that, and I'm going to say a few words. But I'm really excited about it because I'm a history nut, first of all, and which is why it's great that I live in this historic seaport, Newburyport. But it's a part of history I don't know a lot about for Newburyport, this Black history piece. And so it's just been fascinating to learn about it. And again, this first panel is talking about Guinea Village, where it was a Black neighborhood here in Newburyport. So that's going to be the first that they unveil. So I'm excited about that. Black History Month is always important to recognize, right? It's important to recognize, and again, having that tie into the Black history here in Newburyport as well. We also had a really tragic event happen a few days ago too. Tyree Nichols, I don't know if you've seen this in the news, 29-year-old Black resident of Memphis, routine traffic stop, and he was essentially beaten to death by 5 Black police officers. So, it's just unfortunate that any of this happens, but the fact that it's happening right at the beginning of Black History Month too is just kind of weird timing as well. But I think all of this just gives us time to kind of reflect on that, and that we still have so much to do in this country around race relations. So again, to take something positive out of that, to be doing this today around Black history here in Newburyport, I think it's so important that we're going to recognize that. So that's happening later today, and I'm sure there'll be some great press around that as well, so you can learn about that. And stay tuned, there'll be more events around Black History Month happening around in the city, so I'll make sure to bring those to you. I wanted to just update a little bit. I haven't had a Mayor's Corner since the State of the City, so we had the State of the City last Wednesday. It went great, at least that's what I've been told. I felt really good about it. Again, that's a long speech. I mean, I think that might be the most I've spoken at one time, close to 45 minutes. But we just had so much we wanted to talk about, right? We wanted to talk about all the great things that happened this past year. That we got accomplished. We wanted to talk about all the great people that we've brought into the city, and we wanted to recognize all the different departments here in the city. And then we also wanted to look ahead and talk about the main priorities this year and some of the things that we're going to be tackling here in the corner office. So I was really thrilled with it all, and I want to thank my staff, and I want to thank all my department heads for helping contribute to the speech that was made. Again, you should go, NCM Hub recorded it, so it's on YouTube if you want to go watch it, if you've got 45 minutes to kill. But it does a great job explaining what we did this year and how important all those accomplishments were, but then talked about where we're going to go from here. And I'll just tell you my 3 main priorities for the year was 1, to find a home for NYS, Newburyport Youth Services, which I believe is 59 Low Street. That's my number 1 priority this year. Number 2 is to manage all these other projects that we're going to have going on this year. And we're talking about the fire station, Bartlett Mall, Market Landing Park Phase 1, and then the bulkhead project, and then finishing the dredge. I mean, those are all the projects that we're going to be keeping a close eye on and managing this year. So I want to do a good job managing those projects. And then number 3 is just a resident-focused priority initiative for City Hall. Is just make City Hall work for you, right? Or just make the city work for you. So that our Streets and Sidewalks plan falls into that. So we're going to do year 2 of the Streets and Sidewalk plan. We're releasing a new website that's going to just make it very resident-friendly, way to access information and to interact with the city and pay for services and pay your bills and things like that. We're going to improve all that for residents. So that's a big part of it. And then just really focusing on our communications and what better ways that we can get information out to you. That's all things that we're going to be focused on this year. So we're excited about that. We also had the community, Public and Community Service Awards, which was the second part of that. And wow, was that just a great addition to what was already a great night. So we finished, we had put out nominations. I talked about it on the Mayor's Corner. We had a huge number of people reach out and nominate people who are doing just great work in the community. And I tell you, City Hall was packed, and just the smile on people's faces. And it's funny, it's the people that give the most of themselves, which is like their time and their talent to the city. Those are the ones that don't typically want to get recognized. And so a lot of them were I think, embarrassed and didn't feel comfortable getting recognized. But I mean, it was just so important to celebrate the great work that all these people are doing in the city. So again, check out the recording. It was really great to recognize those people. And I think this is just something that's going to carry on each year at the State of the City. And hopefully it gets bigger and bigger. And again, there's always such great work going on in Newburyport that I'd love to shine a light on, because I think that just makes it contagious and more people want to get involved and do a lot of good here in the city. So thank you for all those that were nominated and sent in nominations and who got recognized. Another part of that night, in between the awards and my speech, we recognized Vicki Hendrickson. I've talked about her here before. She's really the mother of adult ed here in Newburyport. She was stepping down after decades. She's also the founder of the Newburyport Literary Festival. And that happens in April this year. And it's back in person this year. It's April 28th to the 30th. And I don't know if you saw the paper today, but they are in desperate need of money to keep this really incredible Newburyport event going. So I just wanted to highlight it. It's a great event. Again, it's going to be back in person this year. They bring wonderful authors into the city, and it happens all over the city. It's a real interactive event with the town. And it's just a great light to shine on Newburyport. So if you're interested in donating to that event, you can go to GoFundMe.com and search Invest in the Fest. And believe it or not, it's going to pop right up. I donated yesterday, but check that out. Donate it. We want to keep this festival going. And again, it's going to be great to have it back in person this year. We had a busy city council meeting the other night, and it was more busy just because we submitted a lot of things, right? So there's going to be the next few meetings are going to be busy because there's going to be a lot of initiatives that we're going to try to get going. So first, I resubmitted the Parks Reorg Plan. There was a nice article in the paper about it. I mean, after all these months of working with the Parks Commission and working with these groups, talking to stakeholders, taking the resident feedback we got through the public process back in August and September and into October, we took all that, and then we resubmitted our plan. We kind of filled in the holes and the gaps that people thought they saw. Honestly, at the bottom line, like, what we're trying to do is make our parks even better, right? I think we have great parks in here. I think watching what the DPS and the Parks Department has done this year since I let the park director go is just an indicative of how great things that we have coming. These two things, it's a natural fit for parks to fall into DPS on the maintenance side of our parks. And they've just completed and done so much good work. So what this plan does, it kind of addresses some of the big things people were looking for. It talks about adult recreation in town. There's a fundraising and volunteer piece that is currently missing. And there's also going to be a piece that works with the Parks Commission that really should be the vision of our parks should come through the Parks Commission. That's what's in their charter to do. But we're going to have somebody in the city that helps them they've just put together a 10-year vision plan for the parks to help put that plan into motion. And again, that should outlive any administration, whether it's mine or the next one. But that Parks Commission and vision for our parks should outlive that. And so they should be the driving force there, and we should be here to support. So I'm excited about all aspects of this plan. And so we're going to get that process started. We're working with the Community Services subcommittee of the City Council. So we're going to have a meeting on February 7th. That'll be the first meeting. And that will be a presentation at that meeting of the new plan. And then on February 15th is being targeted as the public hearing for that. So keep an eye out. Again, if you have comments, please send them in. But we're really excited about it. And again, it's going to make our parks even better. What else is going on? West End Fire Station is got the go the other night. We needed another $3.3 million to readjust that bond to cover the increased cost going into that fire station. So we got a 11-0 unanimous support from the City Council. Thank you, City Council. And so now we'll be able to get our bid docs together, hopefully go out to bid in March, and then we want to break ground in early summer. So we're excited about that project. Public safety project, great for us, our residents, great for our firefighters, so we're excited for that. And thank you to all the firefighters that came out on Monday night. The The Plum Island Dredge started back up, and they had a good 2 hours, and then they had an equipment malfunction, so they're doing some repairs, but that should be coming back online soon. And we have our MRBA meeting, Merrimack River Beach Alliance meeting at PITA Hall at 9 a.m. on this Friday. So if you're around and you want to go to that meeting, check that out. Our DPS and fire chief searches are still moving forward. We have our search committees together. We're working with one outside firm with a DPS director, but we're in a good shape there, so that's going to keep moving forward. Hopefully we get a lot of nice candidates for those jobs. And the Economic Development Strategic Plan is moving forward. We had a great public forum. A lot of people showed up to the Senior Center a few weeks ago. We got a lot of great feedback from that, and so we're moving forward with Carl Seidman from MIT and Civic Moxie, and again, that process is still moving forward. And the other thing I wanted to mention this month is the PEG Center. The PEG Center, Paula Estes Group, does a lot of great work in the city, but they're having a community art project that they're working on in February, and it's called Heart to Heart, Newburyport Remembers Uvalde Families. And if you remember, Uvalde was that school tragedy that happened last year in Uvalde, Texas. So they're doing this project. There's going to be some, it's for all ages, all right? So I just wanted to shout out some dates that you could come, and they're putting together this art project, and they're going to eventually send it down to Uvalde, which is really great. But I've got some dates here. So the dates are February 9th at the Bresnahan School from 6:30 to 8. You have to pre-register for that one. Saturday, February 11th, 11 to 3 p.m., and that's at the PEG Center on 3 Harris Street. And then on Tuesday, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 3 to 5 here at City Hall. But those 3 dates, it's all ages. So again, if you want to get involved, and it's a really great project. Again, February, as well as being Black History Month, it's American Heart Month. And it's also Moms Demand Action Survivor Awareness Month. Again, so very timely to be doing this, remembering Uvalde, and doing this gesture between Newburyport and Uvalde, sending down some kind words and a lot of hearts. So again, great for the PEG Center to be doing that. And finally, again, I mentioned it was cold. This is the last thing I'm going to mention. So I want you to be safe out there, because it is going to drop to below 0. It sounds like the next couple of days. We are going to have some warming stations. So the Salvation Army is going to be available for warming Thursday, 9 a.m. to whenever the last person leaves. Friday, same thing, 9 a.m. to the last person leaves. And then Saturday, it's going to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then if the temperatures do drop below 0, so we get in the negatives, they're going to open back up. And then just some other places that you can go for Saturday. Public Library will be open regular hours, 9 to 5, I believe. And on Friday, Senior Center will be open regular hours. And if anything else changes, we'll get something else on our website. But just keep that in mind. If you've got neighbors, elderly neighbors in particular, just look after them. It's always dangerous when it gets this cold. So again, Newburyport's all about looking out for each other. So again, be a good neighbor and look out for those people for us. And that's our Mayor's Corner. So again, there's a lot going on. I felt like I talked as fast as I've ever talked during these last 13 minutes. But I hope everyone's enjoying the winter. Get out there and stay safe, stay warm. And I will see you next time on the Mayor's Corner.